this is not going to do it.
Well,
Lisa, they're not on there yet, are they?
how you know? I don't know, because this is our first time doing Facebook Live. So, communicate. Okay, guys, we're on here. We're a little early. And this is our first time doing Facebook Live. So, we're going to wait and see who joins us. Just type your name in as a comment, and we'll know who's on board. So, Jerry and I sitting here waiting. We're going to talk about communication. We're going to talk about us tonight. We're going to talk about Jerry and Lisa. So we're going to wait to see who we get on board with us. Right, Jerry?
We're going to wait and see.
We're going to help them out?
We're going to help them out.
We're going to help you out. Because today is what day? High Five Day?
Today is High Five Day.
High Five Day.
National High Five Day.
And I know a lot of y'all feeling what's going on in our country. And I'm not talking about Trump and Hillary, none of that today. Today we lost an icon. Yeah, we just until 8 o'clock. I mean, just give us something to talk about.
Go ahead.
I mean, Prince was it. Y'all know that. Well, y'all, you know, your favorite Prince song, mine was When Doves Cry, because it reminded me of our wedding. Jerry and I used to be getting down with it. Boom, 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 boom.
Anyway.
We did. My brother and them used to do the time. Used to be getting it down. So, all right.
I don't know if anybody's there.
No, nobody's there yet because we only been here 2 minutes. They got about 3 minutes.
Oh.
So, that's why I was talking about Prince. We going to wait because we're going to have to repeat ourselves. So, wait for y'all to log on. We're so excited about this marriage and relationship. And so excited that we're able to put it on Facebook. So y'all will be able to see this because it's going to be on, you know, the Facebook tomorrow. So y'all miss these couple of minutes of Jerry and I just sitting here.
Mm-hmm.
Hanging out. We went to lunch today. You know, we had a couple of errands to run. He took me to lunch, and we had some steak and baked potatoes and some stuffed mushrooms. I know y'all saying, Lord, Lisa, don't tell me you gained all that weight back, but it ain't from eating. So, got me back on steroids with this asthma. It's no joke, I promise y'all. It really isn't. But we gonna work it out. Why are you so quiet?
I'm just waiting. I want to see somebody out there. I mean, I'm not into repeating myself. That's all. I'm just waiting. That's all. I mean, we waiting to see how good this is gonna do.
What's gonna do good?
How
even if we say one,
we gotta go tell the people on Periscope to move over to Facebook Live. We got to find somebody that can do that to us. It's over on Facebook Live. We're not on Periscope. Facebook Live.
Yep. Facebook Live. Marriage and relationship images. We on Jerry's page. And we're also on, and we only get 30 minutes. We only going to give y'all 20. And after that, Facebook cut us off. So, you know, come on, let's get it going. We done used 5 of
those minutes.
Not yet. Not quite. It's almost 8 o'clock. And I'm sure all of y'all waiting for 8. I had a lot of people telling me, we can't wait for the night. We can't wait for the night. So we going to see how many people wait for the night. And log in, talk to us. But we're going to go ahead and get started because we know that, you know, this is going to be on Facebook. All of this will be on Facebook, and we know that people can go back and look at it. So we're going to start off and kind of give you guys a little history on Jerry and I.
That's what let's start off by saying National High Five Day. This is National High.
Why you
Well,
high
I'm
five
high five.
yourself?
National High
Did
Five
you high
Day.
five?
This is National High Five Day. I want to start off by saying yesterday, you need to look at the camera. Yesterday we celebrated 31 years of marriage. We have been uh, through some times, good times and bad times. I just wanted to let you know. Everybody said, "Well, how do you do it?" You know, it was one thing I wanted to say because I was look, and some of you probably already saw it. The show, the Carmichaels. They were talking. They were celebrating their uh,
Anniversary.
anniversary also, um, and it's like it's true. The one thing people forget to do is just don't quit. So you always got to keep going. So don't quit. So keep going. Everybody likes to quit, throw in the towel, and say, "I'm enough of this, enough of that. I'm done with it." So just don't quit. Even today, I ran across something. I think my wife said she saw it already. I ran across something that somebody was put an email about. It was talking about marriage also, and how uh, the husband came home. He wanted to tell his wife he contemplated this and that. He wanted to get a divorce. Blah blah blah. You know, his wife couldn't understand. But he started explaining how had she had lost his heart to somebody named Jane. So, but they wrote up. They started writing up a little contract about how they were gonna
Ended.
end it. How and she, he wrote his contract, and she wrote hers, and she gave her all she wanted him to do was carry her the way he carried her when they first got married across the threshold, back and forth in the house. That's what she wanted. And I mean, make a long story short, basically, she was trying to keep her son from seeing
His
the
father in a bad light.
in a father in a bad light,
Mm-hmm.
in a bad pain. She was trying to keep her son from seeing that, and turns out he wasn't really paying attention to.
The husband wasn't
His
paying
husband
attention.
wasn't paying attention to, or something went wrong in the marriage where they weren't paying attention to each other. So, but he felt that he was going to end the divorce, but she didn't want to end the divorce. It turns out she had cancer. He went to after he had spent like 30 days. He had spent 30 days with with her request,
Carrying her back and
carrying
forth.
her back and forth. He did that because that was his request. It turns out he didn't want to get a divorce no more because they were being. He felt more intimate and close to each other, doing those things, and he even told Jane he didn't want to get a divorce. And then he goes back home. And he figured out his
Jane
wife.
was the lady that he was in love with. But go
But he
ahead.
finally, when he got back home, his wife had passed away. And he figured out his wife was suffering from cancer, and he kind of figured out why he was so easier, because it got easier every day to carry her. What was easy was when she was losing weight. She was being somebody's on there now. She's she was getting eat up from.
How you know?
I saw the thing flash.
I'm about
Your
to say
connection is what? That's all. Is weak. He says weak.
that. Oh, okay.
So the she passed away, and he because she had cancer. But in turn, you have to pay attention to every aspect of your marriage so that you can understand what's going on. You can't.
Mm-hmm.
You got to listen to everything. You got to see everything. You got to understand anything. Well, like we was talking from the last couple of weeks, communication. You have to listen and understand everything. If that's something that you uh, need to do or understand, is listen and try to understand every aspect of your marriage. That's the one thing you got to do. So I mean, I just wanted to put that out. Like I say, 31 years. Here we go. We're gonna keep pushing forward. Now they say a lot of people don't like to count years. It's not that we're counting years. We're count. People say they like to count moments and stuff. I hear that a lot. They count moments they spend, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's because I don't look like I've been married for 31 years. I don't care. So, but it's okay.
Well, I
But
like to think I don't look like
you don't look like you've been.
that.
We don't look like we've been married for 31
We
years.
don't look like
I always think about that and say, really, 31 years.
But not so much look like it. I don't even think we feel like we've been married for 31 years. Well, sometimes we don't. I can only speak for me.
Maybe our body does because my knee hurts sometimes. It's that, just from different things.
But let's kind of get down. What we're gonna share today is about how Jerry and I kind of came together. I was living in New Orleans, and I'm gonna give a shout out to my cousin Kathy, because she said we still need to give her finder's fee.
Oh, finders! I'm gonna send her finder's fee.
But anyway, it was a blind date. So don't knock blind dates. It was a blind date. One thing I can say is that we weren't really into each other. When we went on the date. I kind of was in a relationship. He was kind of in
right there. Put a pin there. Because
okay.
we have daughters, and there's one thing I want ladies to understand: you don't owe the man anything. You don't have to give up anything. You
get to choose.
You get to choose. You get to decide.
You get to say yes or no.
You don't have to. You don't. It's nothing wrong with going out on a friendly outing. There's nothing wrong with that. You can do that. You're not obligated to anything. You're not obligated to do anything. You're not obligated to say anything. It's just a friendly date. That's what it is. The signal's weak. So don't forget that. Just you get to say yes or no in your situation. Go ahead.
Well, anyway, Jerry and I, it was a blind date. I think we went to the movies. No, we didn't.
No, we went to
the French Quarters.
French Quarters. Somebody's on.
We went to the French Quarters, and it was me. Excuse me, my cousin,
and my friend,
and my husband's friend Daryl, who wound up being the best man in our wedding and the godfather to our oldest daughter. But anyway, like I said, Jerry and I was not really into each other when we first met. I thought he had nice eyes. I really did. I thought he had nice eyes. But, my cousin asked him, was he in a relationship and all that. She had more talking. And he said, no, he was not, and he wasn't interested in none. So I'm like, well, whatever. I'm just here because they asked me to come. Yeah. But he did ask me for my number. He asked me for my number.
I did?
And, yes, you did. How else you was going to call me?
I don't know.
He asked me for my number. I gave him my number. He never used it until, I think 3 or 4 months later, he called me. And the only reason he called was because the Marine Corps ball was coming up and he needed a date. And he called me and asked me about going to the Marine Corps ball. My daddy, God knows I love my daddy, miss my dad. He said, now you got to put red lipstick on because all men love girls with red lipstick. So I think I wore a black dress. I think it's on one of my pictures. If not, I'm going to post it for y'all right after the thing so y'all can see our very first date other than the blind date. This was the second date he and I went on. So I'm going to post it so y'all can see it. And that's the night he fell in love, y'all. He ain't going to say that.
What night were you falling in love?
He ain't going to say that. He ain't going to say that. But that was the night. Come on, we're supposed to be kind of...
Okay, go ahead.
It was the night that him and I kind of made a little love connection. And we started dating. 6 months later, he asked me to marry him. I accepted. But we were engaged for like a year and a half before we got married. 2 years before we got married. And I ain't gonna say him. I called it off several times. The wedding. Because we trying to make it.
Let me go. Still 31 years later.
But wouldn't you say kind of learning each other is
well, everything takes time for you to learn each other and each other's ways. It's going to take time. But he didn't quit. Cause
We
you can
didn't
quit.
quit. We didn't quit. I mean, even though I tried, we didn't quit. And it was hard. One thing, he wasn't from New Orleans. And I say this all the
Woohoo!
time. You know, this was the first man that came to my house during the daytime and that was really interested in me. I had really short hair. I was fine as all outdoors, but I had really short hair. And y'all know about in the South, you know, everybody want a girl with the long hair, the light skin. So I wasn't, even though I was a cheerleader in high school, I enjoyed being in high school. I enjoyed being in middle school. I was a cheerleader in middle school. I was a cheerleader in high school. I really, really enjoyed being in school, and I was pretty popular. But most of the guys, well, I ain't gonna say most of the guys, because it was just really one guy that I kind of liked
Okay, you
and
talking about
dated.
us? So.
Yeah, but anyway,
Yeah.
I just was trying to explain
Okay.
that how important it was when you came along because you made me feel so special.
Hmm.
My dad always said when you meet the right guy, he would swim the widest ocean and he would walk the longest mile to come and see you. And my husband would ride a bike from Belle Chase, from the military base in Belle Chase to my house in Algiers to see me. And I knew then, this man loves me. This is what my daddy is talking about. So, and he has never to this day let me down. Now, have we had some rough times? Almost definitely. Almost everything that you can go through in a marriage has happened to Jerry and I. Almost everything. I can't think of nothing that's kind of touched us. What you think?
Hmm.
We've been about through everything.
Hmm.
But we didn't quit. We tried. We tried, but God had other plans. So the first thing I'm going to say is get to know each other. Nowadays, you got social media.
Too much social media.
You
Even though we're
got,
using it now.
right, we're using it now, but we're using it to let you know that you can't communicate like this. You got to be face to face. Y'all have to be face to face. If you got a guy that can only talk to you on Facebook, something wrong with that problem. Or only can text you, you can't call you, you can't call him. You know, got little codes for this and codes for that. That's not cool. You got to spend that FaceTime together. You got to. It's important that you two get to know each other. And don't be so excited about the wedding. That's the best thing I could say. Don't be so excited about the wedding. I mean, because that's one day. The marriage is what's important. So you have to talk about things that are going to come along in a marriage, like bills, like children, like his parents, like your parents, like his sisters and brothers, your sisters and brothers.
Yeah.
Because
The other part.
yeah, you don't think you get married and you don't marry the family. You do. You really do. You know, and he could shake his head and say no, but you really do. You got to be able to come together. I mean, if you want to be a family. Now, some people, if you got somebody that don't want you to see your mom or
Well,
don't want you,
when you it's nothing when you say be a family. Don't forget when you become a family, you discuss your family with your family. Somebody just logged on.
right,
You discuss your family with your family. That means you. This is your family.
right,
You don't take your other issues and discuss those issues outside of that family. When I say family, I mean this one and this one.
that's right,
That's your family.
that's right,
So mama, her daddy, my daddy shouldn't know all my issues that I got going on with her.
that's right,
They don't have no business to know that. Yeah, they're there to help and guide and show you the things the right way to do, but they can't tell you how to be your family.
right. And the manual for marriage says to forsake all others and to cleave only unto her. Yes, it said her. Because the woman don't realize the power that you have in a marriage. You really do. You set the tone in your marriage. Now, your husband is king, and he should have the final say so, or y'all should have the final say so together about anything that's going on because you're supposed to be together. You're supposed to acknowledge one another. But I'm going to say this: you have to have a manual for your marriage. And there's only one manual. You know, God created it.
JESUS.
God created the manual. He developed the first marriage, and that's what we believe. So I don't want anybody to think, trying to figure out, what we believe. We're Christians. We believe in Jesus, the Holy Spirit, and God is the Trinity, all are one. Three separate, but one. It's the Trinity.
Mm-hmm.
And God gave the manual. He gave us a manual of what we need to do and how we're supposed to dominate together. How to dominate together.
So I mean, like I said, just is communicate. So make sure you're communicating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Anita. Anita Francis Sanders, for joining us today. I'm not sure what's going on, why it's not, because it didn't load for me. So if anybody was having some trouble loading,
it's okay. It'll be there.
Yeah, it's gonna be online.
No, it says it's two.
It is.
It says it's two.
Okay. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. Here's what I'm gonna tell you. Any questions you may have, you can inbox us at Jerry Cobb or Lisa Getting Healthy Now Cobb, and either at leave us a email at MRI now 0420 at gmail.com. Okay? And you can send it anonymously.
I assume you can still go back and watch the video.
Right. You still could go back and watch the video. Everybody who said they wanted to see it, it's going to be there. It's going to be there. And I wanted to get that in there before you guys, before we get off the air, because we only get 30 minutes where we can post live. And I'm looking now, we still have about 8 minutes left on here. And I'm sure there's some type of problem going on because I only see one person that was able. Lisa, I used to date Raymond Hillard. You might remember me on Elizalde. Anita! Yes, I do remember you was at our wedding, Miss Lady. This was one of Raymond Hillard girlfriends. Anita, you remember Anita?
No.
You don't remember. He don't remember you, Anita, but I remember you. I remember you. So thank you for joining us. Please tell your friends about it. Did you have a hard time getting on? Because I had so many people that was telling me that they were going to be on tonight. And I told them 8 Central Standard Time. But, but it's good because it's going to be there. And they will be able to see it. We expect to talk more and more about different things every week. She said, no, not at all. Okay, good.
Well, our connection was telling us the connection was kind of weak at first.
But thank you so much for logging on. We will be doing this every Thursday at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. I have to say that because I have a lot of friends on the East Coast that want to join in as well. So I want them to know it's 8 o'clock here, but it's 9 o'clock there where they're at. So, and all of my friends that see this, I respect you both for sharing it. Thank you so much. That means so much because I say if we could just touch one person to help them with the issues of marriage, to help them with issues of relationship, as being mothers and fathers, and well, we're not grandparents yet, but I got enough nieces and nephews that, what?
That's it. Do you know anybody?
Yeah, do you know anybody? But we ain't gonna say that loud anyway. But because they're gonna see this later anyway. But Nita, thank you so much for joining. I know I shouldn't be chewing this gum, but thank you so much for joining us tonight. Please pass it on. This was great. Now I feel like we weren't just on here talking to ourselves. So
Talking to
we
ourselves.
did have somebody on here with us tonight live. So I guess live does really work. But one more thing that I kind of want to leave with everybody. I did say send an email, and I didn't finish saying that if you know Jerry and I, you don't want us to know the questions coming from you, you could create your email and just send the email to us anonymously. And again, the email address is MRI now. That's MRINOW 0420 at gmail.com. MRINOW 0420 at gmail.com. Please feel free to send us any questions, any concerns you think you have. Nothing is too hard. We will do our best to tell you how we made it through. But one of the things I can tell you is don't quit. There's two deal breakers for me in a relationship. The first one is hitting, because you should never put your hands on a woman, and a woman should never put her hands on a man. That's just completely, out of it. And if somebody come home and tell you that they prefer somebody of the same sex, I mean, if you're not gay, you can't be married to someone that's gay. So, gay people can't get married. But anyway, that's not for me to judge. That's for God. We all have our sins, but those are my two deal breakers. I don't know what your deal breakers are, but other than that, Jerry and I just didn't quit. We just didn't quit. That wasn't an option. We stood before his mother and sisters and brothers, and my mother and dad and sisters and brothers, and we vowed to
I
love
think
each
we
other.
just lost the internet.
So I think we might have lost the end. No, it's still showing one
Let's see,
viewer.
you went out.
Are you still at Nita? Let us know if you could see us. It may have froze up on you.
She be trying to take me out of the picture.
I ain't trying to take him out the picture. But anyway, guys, we're going to go ahead and close down. Thank you so much for joining with us. Thank you so much for being there with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. When we get ready to close out, please join us again next Thursday. Please join us again next Thursday. We got some crazy stuff going on. The weather been crazy, y'all know, in Texas. But thank God, we're doing good. We didn't get any water where we're at. So, but thank y'all. We'll see you next time. Love you. Don't forget MRINOW 0420 at gmail.com. You guys be blessed. Love you too, baby.